Hey everybody, this is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach, coming to you out of my home office here in Holiday, Florida. And I want to say hello again. It's been so long, at least it feels like it to me, that I've even made a video, that I've even been in the groove at all. So this is like a vlog update, what's going on with Coach Tara, what's she doing, why is she doing it, what's happening in her head, where's she been, blah blah blah. Well, I guess let me start here. I've been under a lot of stress. I have a some scary stuff going on, and so I've been under a lot of stress. Now, what that led me into was I'm pretty stressed out. Didn't know what the hell I was doing, what was going to happen next. October to November, I crashed, man. I crashed and burned. I had a little bit of a chest cold going into November. By the time November 2nd came around, it was on and popping. I was sick the entire month. Now, it wasn't like the flu or anything like that, and thank goodness it didn't move into pneumonia or anything like that. It was a chest cold with an occasional fever. I couldn't breathe at all. Now, and I couldn't work. I couldn't do anything. I might get a little out of breath on this video. I don't know. Seems like I'm doing pretty good so far, but I couldn't concentrate on anything. My mood was really bad, and there's something about not having enough oxygen. It's just not good. And I started getting like depressed. Now, I don't like to throw that word around or even use that word very much because I think people overuse it too much. You know, I think people say, when they say I suffer from depression, I have this thing about it. I don't like that people say that because the more you say it, the more it's true. However, I know that it exists. And by the end of November, I was depressed and short of breath and confused and not knowing what I was going to do, where I was going to do it, how I was going to get done, and how I was going to be able to face the challenges that I'm facing in my life right now, with a positive attitude that I normally have. And so what I did is about week 2 of not being able to breathe and choking and coughing and not being winded, bringing laundry to the other side of the house. I live in an 800 square foot house. It's nothing to bring the laundry over at all. I started keeping track of how many cigarettes I smoked. So what I did is I wrote down the time that I smoked a cigarette, and I started challenging myself to 2 hours after I woke up instead of within the first half hour. I started, and I just kept keeping track. So kind of like when you're on a diet and you keep track of what you eat to make you aware of what you're doing, like a did list for smoking. And by the time the month was up, after about 2 weeks of that, I went from smoking maybe 15 cigarettes a day, which is crazy considering I couldn't breathe. But also a lot less than I normally would smoke if I was healthy. A lot less. I'm a smoker that smokes when I feel like fucking smoking. I don't restrain myself at all. So by the time the end of the month came, I was down to like 4 or 5 cigarettes a day. And so I bought one of these crazy things. They're gross. I don't suggest you do it, but I bought one and tried to use it, but I was having a very hard time with it, so I decided to go to YouTube and figure out what was going wrong, because people quit smoking traditional tobacco cigarettes all the time using e-cigarettes. And you know what I mean? All the research I've been doing, knowing that in my mind it made no more sense to continue to be a smoker, knowing that I had a challenge to overcome an addiction and to eliminate the tar from my life. That's what it boils down to. The tar got to go. So, did some research, and, today I finally was able to invest in getting a real live vape. And yesterday was the last day that I had any tobacco products in the house at all. Even though since about the last few days of November and the first few days of this month, I was unable to inhale a cigarette anyway. All I could do was just light it and kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't even inhale it into my lungs. So, all being said and done, tobacco-free Tara is here and in the house and in full effect, and I'm excited because I don't feel like I'm gonna freaking flip out. All right, and that's really important. So anyway, that's how I'm doing it, guys, in case you saw my status today. Another thing that's been going on with me is that I've been struggling with a couple of things. Since ILN no longer became a viable option for me, or Internet Lifestyle Network became a viable option for me in my portfolio as a businesswoman, I could no longer ethically bring anyone to that business platform. I just couldn't do it. So I've been kind of struggling with some stuff, and I got together with a couple of really awesome mentors, and they taught me a bunch of things. And then I'm like hungry for more knowledge, because I know I have a lot of experience. And I do this full time, and I do make a little bit of money, but I've never had substantial financial success. So I'm thinking to myself, what's going on? And in the combination of not even being able to work all month last month, and feeling guilty about that, because I still have that work hard mindset. I just was like, oh, what is going on? And I'm learning new marketing techniques. I'm learning about sales copy and so forth. And I'm learning about, the traditional way to market things. And I'm saying to myself, I don't know if this is making sense to me. Not that I don't love marketing. I love the psychology of marketing, the sales, hypnotic language. I think it's all amazing. But what I realized with the leaving ILN and me making some choices since then, and a lot of the choices that really hit home with me and my business partner, Kara Canavo, back a year ago, was that it's bullshit. You don't have to be unethical to be successful in this business or any business at all. You can keep your ethics together, and you can do it while you market. You don't have to be fucked up. So what I did was, I don't know how it happened. I just happened to come across this video, Beware of the Dark Side of Marketing by Jonathan Budd. And I call what he says Buddhisms, because the man's a fucking genius. He's this young guy. He's made over $17 million in this industry. And he's super zen man. He's like the zenpreneur. He's like super zen. And I stumbled across one of his videos yesterday, and I kept looking and I kept watching his videos. And I came across that, and holy shit, he's right. What's been bothering me, and what I've been using as an excuse not to really get focused, I guess, because I don't want to blame anyone or anything, because that's bullshit, is that I was not agreeing with the method of marketing that I was being taught ethically. I was not ethically vibrating with the make someone feel bad, provide a solution, you're the hero. I cannot understand why marketers puff themselves up on social media and whatever and talk about how awesome they are when they're just like you, they're just like me, and there's nothing special about them, and they sometimes even make more mistakes than I like to even expose when it comes to, being marketers and being leaders and being ethical business people. I don't feel like I should have to be like, oh my gosh, I'm so exciting. Like when I released my YouTube video boot camp, I made it very clear in my sales letter, and I made it very clear inside of the boot camp that I am not here to teach you how to be a hypester. I'm not going to teach you how to be a YouTube rock star. What I'm going to do is give you the tools that you need to be confident, to have effective lead capturing videos on YouTube. And, I was struggling with sales. I was struggling with what I was being told to write and say, and calling myself something that I don't consider myself or want to be, just to make people more interested in buying my product. I feel there's a better way, and with Jonathan Budd's video, he made it very clear there is. So I'm joining Jonathan Budd right here, right now. We can empower people, and we can be part of their process in being entrepreneurs and learning without cutting them down, without using some backdoor psychological bullshit method. We can empower people, let them know that they are everything that they need to be. They just might need some guidance that you can provide, and that's where you come in. That's where you come in as the product, or as the mentor, as the brand. It's not, you don't have to have pain and suffering associated with it. And so I'm excited about that, and that's where I'm headed. That's what I'm doing. I watched that video last night. I wrote a little quick blog and sent it out to everybody on my list, and I'm done with even attempting to learn how to make someone feel bad enough to buy my shit. Because if I got to make you feel bad to buy my shit ain't worth buying. I don't care what they say. So With that being said, I'm going to go ahead again and post the link to the book that Jonathan suggested to buy on Amazon. It's called Winning the Story War, and I think it's Jonas Fuchs or Jonas Sachs. I'll put the link under there so you don't have to look too hard for it. It will be my Amazon affiliate link. Yes, I'll get 10 cents off that product. I put it on my wish list. I'm gonna buy it when I figure out what's going on this month and exactly where my budget is right now. But it's on the wish list. I'm gonna be getting it soon. I suggest you do it. Beat me to it. Hey, let's do that. Let's just empower people to the point where they buy your stuff. Let's do it the right way. It doesn't have to be wrong. It doesn't have to be a lie. Because the truth of the matter is, like the Buddhism said, is we have everything that we already need. All we got to do is release it. All we got to do is release it. The truth of it is that. That's the truth. No one's lacking in the ability to do anything. All that's going on is sometimes we lack the ability to see that we know already. So, that being said, I'm out of here. Long video. Welcome back. I'm going to make one every day. I'm going to keep them shorter. Love you long time. This is Coach Tara Woodruff, the Mind Reset Coach, coming to you out of Holiday, Florida. See you soon. Bye.